And once again from the beautiful Aragon Ballroom here in Santa Monica, California. It's the Hotel Orloff, and it's a special Election Day special. It is November the 5th, 2024, in the year of our Lord. And I guess some of the the election places are going to be closing soon. We'll get to see the results. The mainstream media is telling us it's dead heat, a tie. We'll find out about that shortly, won't we? Let's see what's going on. My wife is laughing about something, and she says, "Jump on Zork. I will, but not in the first hour. Zork must be fashionably late. I have my adoring public flashers to consider." And he says, "Absolute animals." And my wife laughs and says, "You are extra today, but today is quite a day. Zork, we haven't seen anything like it since the fall of Rome. No doubt this is the biggest of deals." My wife says, "This is Rome 2.0." And Zork says, "There he is. The polls are BS." That's what I'm thinking, man. Yeah, so we I have a few things to do before we get into the election coverage. I got a package in the mail. I'd like to open that. And then and then along came Jones. No, hold on. Oh, we've already got a guest in the wings, it looks like here. Hold on just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to get the wires attached. And again, once again, thank you for tuning in to WFUN Channel 47 here in Santa Monica, California. Brought to you in color, live by satellite. The Gratu Orloff Inspirational Network, coming to you through the YouTube affiliate. And we're going to be monitoring a lot of feeds and seeing what's going on. Let's see. Zork says, "Dr. Orloff is swigging whiskey like David Lee Roth at the U.S. concert in '83. Yeah. Oh, hey, Gotham City Comics is here. And you know what? He has created a shrine to monster masks. He's since we last saw him, I can't wait to see it. And he's coming in now. Let's get him in to stage. Oh my gosh, look at this, man. All right. That looks incredible. How you doing there in Mesa, Arizona at the historic Gotham City Comics?
Pretty good.
You've already voted, obviously. You voted a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they send me absentee ballots every year, or not
Are
every
your
year, every 4 years, whatever.
are your customers talking about it much?
No, there hasn't been really many people here.
Okay. Hopefully that means they're all out voting. Uh, okay. What is that monster?
I don't know. Couldn't I couldn't figure it out. I used Google Lens, Google whatever search thing.
Yeah. Must be some original monsters someone created.
Yeah,
Kamala Harris's true form. Man. Oh, these are new. Look at that. You've got the alien and the gremlin NECA figures. When did those come in?
a little while ago today.
Oh, I just got a package from Kevin. I haven't opened it yet. It was really cool. The local post people wrapped this package in one that came from my wife with plastic so it wouldn't get wet. It was not really raining today, but it looked like it might. I thought that was really cool. I've never heard of a post office doing that for people. My goodness, look at that guy.
I've heard them do that. Like when something leaks out of your box, they'll wrap it like that
Yeah,
so it doesn't get on other stuff. But I've never heard them do that like out of a common courtesy.
yeah. Yeah, I guess the benefits of living in a small town, Santa Monica, California. Oh, yes. Zork called you the greatest comic book shop in America. I would say the world.
Thank you. I had some guys from Australia here, and they liked the place. They said they don't have shops like this.
Oh, there's not shops like that. I can't think of another. Can anyone think of another shop like this in the you have ever seen? I can't.
They said the shops in Australia tried to be like American, but
Um,
they can't do it.
yeah. My goodness.
That's all I got so far.
That's great.
Oh,
Uh,
look at this! What just filled up the whole store almost.
oh.
Like 500 Monster High dolls right here.
Oh, someone came in and sold them to you?
A friend of mine, his daughter went into the military and she doesn't want them, I guess.
Oh my gosh. And they're all still in the boxes.
Yeah,
Are
there's
these
a pile. This table's probably Boeing from all the weight.
do you know the collector's value or which
No,
ones are sought after? You got to research, huh?
yeah, he said he had all. There's all of them, like all the first series. I guess he said those are worth the most.
Oh, I don't,
She
man,
has all the.
my
She had
wife
all the
could be,
magazines.
oh no, really?
She's all the magazines, all the books.
Holy smoke. I didn't even know all that existed.
Look at even a custom like sign,
Well, my
like
wife likes some of those. She has
a
some of them.
custom wooden sign,
Look
hand
at that.
painted.
Yeah, my wife could be interested in some of those. I don't know.
Yeah, there's just this is piled. I mean, I fit as many as I could on this table,
Oh wow.
and it couldn't fit any more.
Oh
So
no.
down here and up here.
So the boxes weren't exactly. Yeah, I see. They're kind of they're kind of angular in the beginning, so you have to
Oh
stack.
yeah, the way you stack them is you have to alternate them. Yeah,
Right.
he had them neatly boxed that fit in. You know the biggest size U-Haul moving box that there is.
Uh-huh.
There was four of those, and they were just. I mean, they were neatly placed in there.
Sork says he can't imagine why you don't have comic book guys hanging out in there all day long. Is there a lounge area?
Everybody has to work like three jobs, otherwise we would be hanging out.
Yeah, that's true.
Under Trump we had people hanging out.
A game table and a couple of sofas would do it. Yeah, in a better economy. Yeah. Oh, I'd be
I
hanging
mean,
out there.
people have like 10 minutes and they got to leave because they got to go work their next job or they got to do something that involves work.
Yeah. I'm pretty much not even seeing the daylight anymore. I go to work before dark and come home right as the sun is setting. So,
Yeah, my legs and feet are just shot. I'm just on my feet all day. Pretty much sleep like 6 hours and I'm back on my feet.
yeah. Well, what is of interest coming out tomorrow on Comic Book Day?
The diamond is late, so I don't get that stuff till tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And then we already looked at everything else.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't.
Anything good coming in tomorrow in the diamond shipment that you can think of?
Mm, let's see, I have a little list right here. Uh, Conan,
Okay.
People buy that. Red Sonja. People buy that.
But those are by two different companies. The Conan company's good, and the Red Sonja company is that dynamite crummy
Uh-huh.
company.
Yeah, I guess those are the two. And something is killing the children. People buy that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is 3D glasses for the movie that came out in 1999. It came out in 3D. They give
Hold
you
on.
this mask.
Let me see here. I've stepped away from the camera to grab the package I got. Okay, what are they? Oh, those are 3D glasses for what
Yeah, so
movie?
you put on a mask to watch the movie in 3D.
Oh, that's nuts. What's the movie called?
Terminator. That's the
Oh,
end of
that's
stuff.
there was a 3D Terminator movie. What?
I guess in 1999 they put out Terminator 2 in 3D.
What? Okay, that was when they were converting movies into 3D. They did that
I
with the,
thought
didn't
that
they
was
do that with the
clever.
Star Wars movies? Or am I dreaming?
I've never seen it. Was that an I? Was this an IMAX 3D? You think or no?
I well, wait, what year is that?
1999.
Okay, the movie came out in 91. Okay, so it was already an older film. Yeah, I didn't ever know they made whole masks. That's crazy.
Yeah, I have to. The red side fell out, so I have to repair
Well,
this.
that would be unpleasant because wearing a Halloween mask is very unpleasant. To do it for 2.5 hours is, yeah,
It's
there's
one
not
of those
even a
plastic
breathing
ones.
hole.
Yeah, there should have been a breathing hole, but it's a plastic one.
Well, weird, strange.
Thought that was pretty cool.
That is, yeah.
Oh, this is pretty cool. The little sticker sheet.
Oh, that's the one I thought you were talking about. I had that as a kid. I yeah, those weird scars and everything.
Yeah,
I wish I
71.
still had that. I stuck most of them on different things. I still have the eyes and I think the mouth stuck in a scrapbook.
That's
How
so
much did that
it
cost you?
was like $5 or $10.
Oh, okay. Is that from that old five and dime store?
Yeah, I don't think that the guy said that he might not stick. He wasn't going to guarantee that they still stick.
No, well, you don't take them off the card.
No, he
Yeah,
even
they.
sealed it. He even like put it in an extra bag and sealed it.
Oh boy, yeah, this guy is thinking people are really going to use it and pull them off. Uh-oh, my wife says, I guess I'm being censored. She must have tried to comment and nothing came through. Yeah, you got to be careful what you put on YouTube. Yeah, and I don't think you can give me links through that. But you could maybe tell me where to go, but not put the actual link if that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, because
I've
we're going to
noticed
start.
you can't talk about gangs on Facebook. On the
Really, I don't know,
you
man.
can't even
Who-
say gang on there.
Yeah, I don't think I would try to do that. I'd very rarely talk about them. Yeah, man, this store looks great. Um, all right. Well,
Yeah, I want to see what you haven't even opened it. I want to see what's in the
oh,
box.
yeah. Well, you should know what's in it, but
Well, we can get
oh,
your reaction.
yeah, yeah. Hold on. I very rarely do box openings live. I'm usually do it on a can show.
Yeah, you probably
Anyway,
don't want to
this
cut
is
your
what they
finger.
did. See, they put it in a little bag like this. I think that's pretty cool with a rubber band around it.
I just hope nothing happened and they had to do that.
No, it was just that it was going to be put outside and on the ground, and the clouds looked threatening. Yesterday it rained quite a bit, but today it showed that it wasn't going to rain, and it did rain a little bit. But I'm glad they did this. But I know you pack in such a way that it's not going to. Even if it was in water for a little bit, it wouldn't soak through to the books. But who would want to risk that?
Yeah, I tape all the seams and everything up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen packaging done this well. If you order from Gotham City, mycomicshop.com does a pretty good job. Well, it does a great job. What am I talking about? But it's yeah, the two stores are comparable, so you don't need to worry about either store. And Lone Star Comics, that used to be my local comic shop. Now they don't. They're not really a business. They closed up, and now they're just mycomicshop.com. So now the store in Mesa, Arizona, Gotham City Comics is my local shop because that's where I get everything comic book related. Okay, so the box is open. So, oh, cool. This is oh, I see what you did. There's there's okay, some plastic material. Oh man, you sent me the little Aquaman guy. He discovered an Aquaman toy, and I said I had one like that, but it was played with in the bathroom too many times. He's lost a hand, but I guess at some point in the 80s or 90s they had him lose a hand. I'm not sure how that happened. All right, my wife is saying, "Uh oh, people are commenting here." What? She's saying math. I don't know what that means. Zork says, "Sorry, I had to grab the thing I put on." Sorry, I had to grab the thing I put on in the pipe for. Now I've got everything: internet, radio, scanners, coffee, device. One. And my wife says Marjorie Taylor Greene projected to win. Oh, I didn't know that she was up for anything. Okay, so we've got this. I would have gotten this for myself, but I got this for my wife. Um, but she has similar taste. But anyway, this is some a little coffin with a little toy in it. That this must be the toy. I assume yes. The Crimson Ghost from an old movie serial, but now it's pretty much identified as uh, the character on all the Misfits records. It's but and the demon that is currently used by Glenn Danzig for his Danzig albums came from the front cover of a Crystar Marvel comic, so you can tell that he's and it's he's a comic book guy. Anyway, these are the different things. It was a surprise thing. You're not supposed to know what you get. You have to buy a whole bunch to. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on here. Cool. I got the original. All right. So I got because we bought the last one, we got the display box, and my wife can display this in her makeup room or wherever she wants to put it. Well, all kinds of cool stuff in here. Now my wife is saying censored. Oh my gosh. She probably is going to need to take a shower and come down here and talk to us in person because what she tries to write is censored. Okay, so I guess the box, this goes in there to hold it in place. She could put like cosmetics in this. That's great. Yeah, she could put lipstick and things in here. Oh, that'll be great. That'll look fantastic. And look, they've actually made him in red, which is the way he's supposed to be, even though the movie serial's in black and white. That's the color he's supposed to be. That's right. He's called the Crimson Ghost. All right, so fantastic. Oh, let's see. So little coffins, I guess, went in like that, huh? All right.
Yep.
Okay. Are you gonna order more of these?
No, there's other stuff coming in. There's Christmas monsters coming in.
Are they done with the Misfits guy?
No, Universal monsters in Christmas colors.
Will they be in coffins? Will they'll fit in this display case if we buy some from him?
I'm not sure what the box looks like.
Oh, okay. Okay, Zork says, yes, the AI is out of control. Even the USSR wasn't this bad. And then my wife says, thank you so much, Kevin. And
You're welcome.
oh, threats. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't talk about that on my channel, man. Don't you do that.
There might have been something on the bottom of the box. You got that out? The bottom of the Misfits box.
Oh,
Underneath the tray, there was something.
yeah,
You
there's
got
some
it out?
stuff. I set it there. Y'all look at it. I'll look at it before we get into this. We got some jigglers. We're gonna put these on the Christmas tree here in a minute. Yes, no, there. I know. There's stuff. What did I draw? Oh, oh shit! Ah, God, what? Okay. Oh wow. I got a Justice League card, and look, that's my true identity. Not everyone knows that's what I really look like. When I first came to this planet, that's what I look like. Hotel Orloff. What are people talking about here? 7 in Georgia voting. Oh, oh boy, they're evacuating voting centers, and then they're going to blame it on Trump people. Yeah, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I knew something like that would happen. Zork in Houston, a woman named Tawan Kia changed the numbers in 60 polling locations, got caught, and said it was an accident. It's what's going on. Imp says Burrito Tuesday, extra sour cream. Changed them from Trump to Harris. Yeah, they're catching it. Is the thing they're because they know what to look for because they're trying the same stunts they tried in 2020. There's a sticker for Sicko horror mask. That's great. So what is Sicko's horror mask? What are they? Obviously, you got some of those.
He did the Cyclops that I recently got.
I was just gonna ask you about these. I actually had written down to get these in the next order. Um, Although I had a disappoint, I was just complaining to my wife last night. I said, "God damn it, Michael T. Gilbert! How dare you?" And she said, "Who the hell is Michael T. Gilbert?" And I said, "He's the guy that did Mr. Monster." And she doesn't know what that is. But he was ranting about how terrible Trump was on Facebook, and I was saying, I'm never going to buy another Mr. Monster comic. But then I said, but I love Mr. Monster. And I said, I even have some on hold with Kevin. And you sent them to me. And this is, I had no idea these comics existed. It's Mr. Monster's girlfriend. Mr. Monster's girlfriend. I mean, I hate it when these people I like have to turn it out to be pinkos. Same thing with a few other artists that I really love. But it's still a great book. I gotta get past it, because that people that I love might actually, and we actually need to stop. We need to get over it because these people are deluded. They're like hypnotized by mass media, and there's a lot of really good people out there that are falling for all this. Members of our families possibly, and you can't just hate them. I mean, it's easy to just hate them because yeah, you do kind of want to hate someone so stupid that they're just going to throw away our birthright, our country. But but we just gotta just hopefully they'll convert. I don't know, man. I honestly I'm nervous. Right now I'm watching. I'm recording a rally. Yesterday there were 4 Trump rallies. I'm recording the second rally that I missed while I was at work, and then I'm going to move over and start watching the coverage. Infowars is on. I saw that Sticky Goose is doing a election night coverage. I don't know if anyone else in the comic community is doing election coverage. I know that. Who are the political people? Oh, I'm sure that the guy. What is that guy? What is that guy that has the video game? He's a real conservative guy. He's got a background with all these Sega video. I don't know, Nintendo, and he always says, or he used to always say, "I'm coming to you with another video." What's that guy? He's from the South somewhere. he'll probably do election night coverage. Can't remember his name. I don't know. He's always on
Oh,
Nerdrotic
you're
on
talking
Friday.
about Jeremy with Geeks and Gamers. Yeah.
Geeks and Gamers, right? That's right.
Yeah, you're talking about Jeremy. Yeah.
Isn't there another Jeremy that's from the Quartering?
Yeah.
Is he also? He's also a comic person, isn't? Isn't he part of that same group?
Well,
Or
he used to be a Magic guy. He used to be
oh,
Magic the Gathering.
ooh, that's okay. Well, I'll
But he
forgive
got
him.
out of that. He got out of that.
That's rough. That's it's like saying he's a Hare Krishna or something.
No, he doesn't even talk about Magic anymore. I don't think he
Magic,
likes it anymore.
Magic the Gathering people usually strike me as Antifa types. It's just- anyway, yeah, this is when did this comic come out? When comics were
I'm gonna
three
guess.
ninety nine. That must be a long
I'm
time
gonna guess
ago.
like 1999 or 2000.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, I had no idea these existed. Thank you for sending me these, Kevin. This is great. Um, look at this, man. It's just about Mr. Monster's girlfriend, and it's done in kind of a pinup style. I guess Mr. Monster appears occasionally in it. Yeah, I had this written down to order these from you, and also those facsimile detective comics from the early '70s. And I don't even know what's all in the pile, but I'll make another order before too long. Okay, what else was there? Oh, here. This is the creature board Fear Flyer. This is it's like an I hate using that term, old school. It's like the early days of the internet when they had message boards, and that's how people communicated. These guys have have a message board, and I'm not even sure how it works. I put a couple of messages on it, but yeah, these guys they mention us somewhere on here, right? Or does it say that? Or was it on a separate note to you? Yeah, these people are definitely clued in. You can tell. That's. I wish these guys would put together a whole magazine that looks like this flyer. Um, do they have a magazine with this art? This art's better than anything that's in those new EC comics. Whoever this artist is, this guy could work for the profession. This guy could easily work for that new fake Warren company that puts out Shutter and Vampiris Carmilla. Oh, and here's oh, Sicko Horror Masks. That's the that's the dead guy from that issue of House of Secrets, isn't it? This mask. One time, Kevin was looking through a DC horror comic from the early '70s and realized, oh, that's where they sculpted the mask based on a panel from one of those great Bronze Age horror comics. Okay. Okay, so then a bunch of books that are bundled together here. Guys, if you could, um, if I don't think we can put links in the chat, but if you could tell me where the good coverage is, Rumble. My wife and I were looking at feeds on Rumble. Now, Rumble's gotten real bad with the commercials, but if it's a live stream, they can't really interrupt for commercials on a live stream. You have to sit through two commercials, then the live stream starts, and then it just goes indefinitely. Boy, my hair looks stupid. An idiot, man. Look like Gumby. Um, this is a comic, a reprint of a comic from the early 1970s. This comic has had significance to me. I owned it, and then it disappeared from my collection. And for all I know, I might have traded it back in 1973 to Sammy Glass, in San Antonio for a Gold Key Star Trek comic that I couldn't believe a Star Trek comic existed because I was just then discovering Star Trek. I don't know what happened to it, but it's significant to me. For years it was a comic I really wanted because this was the Laurel and Hardy. This It's a one shot from DC. Was the um, first comic I ever walked to a store in Heidelberg, Germany, at the and we we were about to leave to move to the States, and we were staying in the, I think, what do they call it, the officers' quarters, and all our stuff had been packed up, and I went into this bookstore, and I had my own money, and I walked up to the counter and bought it by myself. It wasn't me handing comics to my mom and her buying them for me. So it's the first comic I ever bought as a kid, was this Laurel and Hardy comic from probably about June of 1972. And this is and Last Frontier Comics, Scott at Last Frontier Comics heard that I needed one, and he had one. He sent it to me free, and then now they're doing a facsimile of it. And I said, "Well, I need the facsimile too because it's that's still, it's cool. It's still cool to have a fake one." Um, Although this is not brand new because it says rocketing into your local comic shop in April 2020. So somehow, I guess Kevin had just ordered this. This is from American Mythology. What are they doing? I guess American Mythology was reprinting. Uh, Man, I guess they were reprinting Hot Stuff Sizzlers back then, and I don't know. Well, it's shot from the original comic. It's a little grainy, but I have the original. It's I guess DC no longer had the rights to this. This is based on the Laurel and Hardy. Larry Harmon did a cartoon of Laurel and Hardy in the late '60s. I mean, both of them were gone at that point. Laurel and Hardy had passed away, but it was they almost did a Marx Brothers cartoon. They had sketches, and I don't know if they did some test animation. It seems like I saw it, but it was never made. Okay, so that's one thing I got. All right. Okay. This is an X-Men comic I needed, issue 106. It belonged to someone named, Ron Baker. Maybe that's Rick Baker's brother. I thought it said Aeon Baker, but I don't know. That's an R. Okay, cool. One more X-Men comic from the early days of the new X-Men. Okay. Here's tell you what, I'll go through these more closely in a subsequent episode. Right now I want to get to the news about the election coverage. We've got Herbie, number 7. And here's jumbo size Henry. No, it's not the Henry that is bald with the butt for a chin. Gear guys and fab chicks. Fab, gear, boss are words that disappeared by the mid 1960s. Let's see what. Oh, I'm being told that I need to get on to this. What are people talking about here, man? Oh, I'm missing out on all this. Hold on. My wife says Trump projected to win South Carolina, Kentucky, and Indiana, while Harris is projected to win Vermont. Who cares about Vermont? Zork says, I expect and yeah to start cutting out in a couple of yeah. Yeah. It's crazy they aren't messing with people yet. Yeah. And says Sam Hain. And my wife says they are just under a delusion and something can wake them up. People wake up every day. She's thought about people who vote for Harris. Walk away. Yeah. I'm so happy that RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard joined our side. Justin says England team might do something. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that'd be good. Meyer says D Day Cobra. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, D Day Cobra. Why couldn't I remember that? It's very, and that's his real name. A lot of people don't realize it. That's his given birth name. Oh, shit. Motherfucker. I'm dribbling on myself, and it didn't get on the comics. God. Um, Nerd erotic. Yeah. Yeah. Sork. It won't be fistfights or bicycle chains this time. Antifa comes out and they're going to be. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to read some of these comments. You can read them for yourself. You should get on those streams, Grotz. I will. I will. I fully expect them to think it won't happen. It will. Yeah, I'm almost a little nervous. It's like I kind of want to delay it as long as possible. Trump currently leading 19-3. What does that mean, 19-3? Where? And like states, I guess. Sammy Glass sounds like a mob name, says John Goris. It's a weird story, man. I'll tell you, man. I've given you his name. Uh, anyway, he was this really good friend, and in third grade, his artwork was fantastic, almost professional quality. Third and fourth grade, this friend of mine. His mother was Japanese. His dad was an older guy that was retired from probably the army. So um, it was 1973. See, yeah, he might have been old enough. Someone my age in 1973 could have fought in World War II, obviously, as a younger man. That's probably what happened. His dad was a little bit older. He was probably in his 50s, and his mom was Japanese. And I remember when I went over to his house to hang out, I had to take my shoes off, because it was done Japanese style. But anyway, his comic book room was amazing, and he had this comic closet, and he had some things I traded him for famous monsters of filmland with the hideous sun demon on the cover, red cover with I traded him for a Star Trek, two Star Trek comics, and what else did I trade him for? A few an issue of the Monster Times, and things he had that and I don't remember what I traded him. It could have been extra wacky packages because those were had a lot of trade value at that time, 73. But I'm thinking I might have traded that Laurel and Hardy comic, but he traded me. Oh, he traded me spoof number 5 with Rod Serling on the cover after the nuclear apocalypse parody of Night Gallery. And then one day I realized that he came over and visited my house, and my spoof number 5 was missing, and I realized that he had taken it back. He had actually snuck out of the house with. I guess he regretted trading it, and and this is a third grader, you know. And so anyway, it was embarrassing because I turn this down to the village people. His dad came over and talked to my dad. And anyway, the comic book was given back to me, and the two dads, got along well because they're both combat veterans and everything. And And it's just embarrassing. After that, when I ever went over to visit and draw comic books with Sammy, we always did it at the breakfast table. I was never allowed back into his his bedroom, which is weird because he was the one that stole from me. But anyway, it's okay. He's enough about that. It's just one of those things that happens with little kids. Yeah, yeah. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Let's not. He's a good guy. I just haven't. Now, I I I discovered one of my old friends from back then in '73 through '75 on Facebook and befriended him, and it's like he was still in. You could tell he was still into comics. But I sent a friend request to Sammy. It never was accepted. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's only been 50 years. What's the matter? Skip Savage just got here. No time to talk groovy comics. What's going on with the election? Gratitude. Trump must win. I know. Groovy comics. I know. I'm going to look at these comics first, man. Then I'm going to get. Kevin, are you even still there? I've been doing all the gabbing. Oh, and it says Gab is being hit with denial of service attacks in one update. SITREP update. 0 hour, 28 minutes. Electoral college debates, says Meyer. We need 270 to win, General. Congratulations, Thomas Massey. So, in turn, congrats to all our Kentucky Patriots. Yeah. Kentucky is a state I admire. Trump could make a run in New Hampshire. And Zork, I feel really bad for Massey. They took his wife. Uh, I guess I don't even know what you're talking about. Uh, AI is deleting anything alt media that I type in. In grade school, Indian giving, swiping back, lending, never giving back is all fair play. Monkey Works USA. I should have been more uh, guarded. But anyway, okay, I'm just gonna show you these books real quick, and then I'm gonna move on. Is Kevin still there? Let me see if he's still there. Oh, it's like just a shadowy. Okay, we got this Harvey Dick Tracy. Man, that's great. Look at that, how he's bleeding. Monkey Works USA. Oh, yeah. I got okay. Okay, I'm gonna. Don't worry. I'm gonna get the helmet on here in a minute, and we're gonna get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Drew is snoring. I wish I could be like that and not. Okay, Joe Palooka. When we look at this later, maybe this weekend, we'll look at that toy section. Here's Godzilla and Monster Piece Theater. So I'll be able to tell you like when Godzilla meets the Great Gatsby and Sherlock Holmes. So and this is not the real Hawkman #4. This is a facsimile that just came out, and it looks great. The way you can tell, obviously, it says $3.99 instead of 12 cents. And this is a Fantastic Fears facsimile, pre-code horror. He's got tons of these, man. Tons of facsimiles of pre-code horror books. You got to call up Kevin and get some of these, man. Because someday those are going to be sought after because nobody can afford the real thing, not normal people. Okay, this must be the bag where the magazines are. And then that's the end of the order. Sorry, Drew. I woke up, Drew. Oh, the new Castle of Frankenstein magazine. Oh, wow, man. Here's Vampirus Carmilla. This painting once appeared in 1977 on the cover of Eerie magazine, but they're reusing this Rosetta painting. Notice that there's a little King Kong in her hand. It's a role reversal. King Kong, it's Fay Ray or the girl instead, holding the little monkey. And it looks like Kevin threw this one in free. Isn't that great? Kevin is a fantastic uh, philanthropist. Okay, get your helmet on, Gratu. Kong in the wire. This is GNN, Gratu News Network. Lots of chatter, lots of interference, lots of fuckery. Feels like a digital Tet offensive or something online. We are now up 23-3, Meyer. Okay. Okay. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, let me put the. I need people to come in because we need to have to know what's going on in different parts of the country. So, paste. Done. Okay. So, it's like Christmas morning in a way, and hopefully it will remain like Christmas morning if we get Trump in. Man, and if something goes wrong, I'm not going to be like that woman in 2016 going, "Yeah." No, enough people have awakened that the country's never going to. They say we're not going back. No, we're never going back to them. Um, right, Drew? Okay. We've got like a team of people like Doc Savage's men, Tulsi Gabbard and Vivek Ramaswamy and uh, Robert Kennedy Jr., Elon Musk. It's unbelievable the people that have gathered around Trump. Um, it's Meyer Greenblatt. Come on in, Meyer. Hey there.
Hey, hello.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay, so
I'm kind of on pins and needles a little bit.
yes, that's why I was just wanting to look at these comics because it's like this could be the last few good moments before some, or it could be the beginning of a wonderful rest of my life because if Trump comes in and does wonderful things, then it could be uh, Vance in next, and maybe we get Tulsi Gabbard in. I don't know. It's just we've got Vivek Ramaswamy. We could have a dynasty of like we could build a whole new. We could sculpt a whole new Mount Rushmore with all of these people. Elon Musk could never get in because he's not from this country. Okay. 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 So let's see what we've got here. So,
I got a Dr. Pepper today. I splurged today and I ate McDonald's. I probably eat McDonald's like once every 5 years,
yeah.
but for some reason it felt like a good meal for Trump. I don't know. I couldn't get a taco bowl from the Trump Tower. I heard they have the best taco bowls, so instead I got a Big Mac, and I saved. I actually I got a lot. I got 4 hamburgers, and I already ate 3. But I saved a Big Mac, just maybe like a celebratory Big Mac. I don't know. I have a Big Mac left, and I'm like, I could eat this cold if we get 270, uh, electoral college votes, then I'm gonna eat
Yeah.
the Big.
They're gonna try. Obama earlier today said, "Looks like this is going to take quite a while to count." Okay, let's
Yeah,
see
they
what we
only
got
say
here.
that if it looks like Trump is going to win. If it looked like he was going to win, um, then it would be over in tonight. But as soon as they make it seem like if they think that he's going to win, now all of a sudden it's going to take them.
Yeah. Well, we have Tucker Carlson. He's not on yet. Election night live from Mar-a-Lago with special guest. That starts at 6:45 p.m. in a few minutes. That looks like a good feed. Tucker Carlson's fantastic. He's another one of the amazing people that's gathered around Trump. Let's see.
I wonder what their side is doing. Like I bet you Do you think that their spirits are really high, that they're really joyful the way they were in 2016? Because I don't. I don't think that they
No,
are.
I hear that. You know what I heard is that through the Secret Service sources that Kamala Harris hates walls and doesn't want to have anything to do with them and hasn't talked with them in a week. And because we know that Kamala Harris is very hateful and hates everyone, which I guess I can understand. I can relate to that. But she runs off everyone that works for her. I keep getting these in my feed, these fake trailers for movies. It's like Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, as if it was a 1950s movie.
Hmm, I
Um,
don't get those.
let's see, it's all these AI fake trailers, and I'm sure it looks a lot better than the real movie.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Yeah, I get like women's Czechoslovakian and Serbian track and field events. I don't get that.
Okay, well, election day in D.C. This is from Penguin Six. Now, Penguin Six is a guy that lives in Washington D.C. and he always drives around or gets around in these little scooters that you can rent and shows what's really going on. So it's like he's always there live. This is probably a canned show. No, it says it's live. Why is it still light? And it can't. That can't be if it's no. It's got to be
I was
dark in the
watching
East Coast.
I was watching that. I was talking to Cleo earlier today, like on Messenger or whatever it's called, and then I was watching that kid Nick Shirley that does the live streams. That the man on the street interviewer. That's really good. He's kind of this Mormon type kid that always has his mom with him that holds the camera. Anyway, he was in New York City, like um, uh, Times Square, and he was. I mean, it was probably 70-30 Trump supporters to Kamala, I would say. Like at least the people that he interviewed, he does this kind of non-abrasive man on the street interview where he just asks, and he's very inoffensive, like this 19-year-old kid that looks real naive. He just asks people who they voted for or who they support. And most of the people in Times Square, especially the young males, everybody was Trump. It was interesting. Even young women too were Trump.
Wait, who are you talking about, Cleo? I actually think she's pretty, but so compromised and raised by pinkos that she ever have a chance. Who is she
This
talking about? Let me go back and see what she's talking
yeah,
about.
we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know who she's talking about there. Um, yeah, that's a problem. Okay, I don't know. Why Tulsi Gabbard is apparently singing "Imagine," and it's from Tulsi Gabbard's channel. I don't think I want to hear that.
Oh, that's too
Let's
bad.
see here. This is Red Eagle Politics. What is Red Eagle Politics? They've got a live stream. He looks like he's 20 years old. I must be subscribed to him. Kamala, no, Kamala is not pretty at all. I don't think she's pretty. I don't know. I don't get it. What's weird is she's running for president. She's my age. People running for president, shouldn't they be older than me? But I realize I'm getting old. Zork says even if Trump somehow defeats the cheat, this won't be in the bag until half an hour after he gives his speech on January 20th and is secure in the White House and issuing orders. Yeah.
Still, it would be nice to see what we saw in 2016. Remember how he came out on the stage with Barron and he said, "Sorry, I'm late. What did he say? Very complicated business." Is that what he said when he came out? Remember when he the first thing he said when he came out in 2016, like on the stage the night of, when when Hillary didn't come out and
Yeah.
everybody was crying and everything, they showed the stands. And then when Trump came out, he said, very complicated business. He came out and he said,
Yeah.
"Sorry, keep everyone waiting. Very complicated business," he said.
Well, I mean, there's always the story that Trump was recruited by some generals that realized how badly compromised the country was, and they actually went to him and asked him to run for president. That's, I mean, I can't really confirm that, but that's one of those conspiracy theories. But I'd like to believe it. It's like a cool, it's like something really cool.
I missed the unboxing.
Oh, well, it's all recorded where you can.
Yeah.
But I thank you for the Aquaman. You threw in extra stuff, the Monster Bash, all that great stuff. Man, that was fantastic. It's like Christmas morning. And I'm hoping this will be another Christmas morning. Okay, so Tim Cast is on. So he's probably good. There's a lot of good. Oh, I didn't see this Dr. Durant Sanctum, Ben Cooper in Collegeville Dracula costume.
That guy
Okay,
goes crazy. That guy goes insane on his videos.
does he?
Yeah, he goes in depth on stuff. It's cool. I say crazy in a good way.
Oh, I, that's the only way I interpret it. This is the Crucible. I don't know what he's like, but really, the best place to be watching live streams is from Rumble. But then me showing it here on YouTube is probably going to get me in the same trouble that they used to be in when they were on YouTube. Dr. Steve Turley. Oh, well, that's 4 hours ago. It says Republicans are crushing it as first seats flip.
The two streams I'm looking at is I'm watching Cobra Cast. He's got Nerdrotic is on there and Ryan Cannell. Then also Louder with Crowder has a stream going. Those are the
Yeah.
two streams that I'm
Well,
watching.
if you go to Rumble and on your Roku app and go over here where it says live and click on that, it'll get you all the channels that are live. And one of the first will always usually be InfoWars. It's a little bit further down. Now InfoWars is only going to be on the air for another maybe 4 or 5 weeks. They're about to auction off all of his studio set and everything. And but to because they're trying to run him out of business, but he's going to keep broadcasting somehow. But he's hoping someone like Elon Musk will buy up his network because they're auctioning off his whole network, including the name. Lawfare. Anyway,
Look at that
he's still
sky.
on now. Now you got to sit through a couple of commercials and before you can get to the live stream.
Hey, Kevin, I was watching Fox News about an hour ago, and they had an aerial shot of a voting place in Mesa. It said Mesa, Arizona. And it said people in line voting.
I wonder.
I'm gonna.
I wonder what place it was.
It looked like it was like a school, it looked like a city building of some sort. It looked like it was stucco with a with what do they call that? That clay roof.
I've got to go to the restroom. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to set your clock back or you keep it the same?
No, it went back an hour.
So you're on our time now? Are you 5:45 right now?
I'm 4:47 right now.
Oh,
I went
damn.
back and you stayed the same, then I went back an hour. 4:47.
You went back in time.
Yeah, I did.
What's it like back in the past?
Everything everything looks nice. Everything looks newer. It's all cleaner. Less smoky. Less nasal hair. It was real quiet in town here today. Like I didn't see like anybody repping hard. I didn't see any like flags waving four-wheel drive. Even though I do see that a lot, I didn't see anybody wearing any MAGA stuff. I walked all around town. Uh,
I saw this lady. They wouldn't let her vote because she had a MAGA hat on.
I heard about that. I heard that story. If it's the same lady where they wouldn't let her vote because they said that she couldn't wear like a polling place. Like in some states or some counties, you're not allowed to do that.
Michael, you and John and other great historians often talk about hinge days in history, hinge moments in history. We could go through them all over the last 250 years in this country. This does feel in many ways like a hinge day, which is to say, we're going down one of two very different paths by perhaps tomorrow morning. Yes, and that's what, if historians in the future are allowed to write books, and by the way, that question is open this morning. And if people are allowed to
What are they showing MSNBC coverage? Is that what's going on? I guess.
Yes.
Oh man, this is probably getting me all kinds of copyright problems. Shit. What were they saying on MSNBC?
All good stuff. I don't know. We weren't listening. We were
You
talking
weren't
just
listening. Okay, shit.
about 10
Oh,
seconds before you came back. We were talking.
Benny Johnson has got a live stream.
Yeah, Benny Johnson's pretty good. I like him. I listen to him. I watch him some mornings.
You know, I may want to not go real long, late with this tonight. I may want to just go watch this with my wife, and but I'm just kind of getting a feel for where the good coverage is. Okay, so Benny Johnson's showing CNN coverage, and he's down here in the corner laughing
Right.
at it.
Yeah, because that girl right there voted for Trump. I saw that interview earlier, and it was pretty funny.
Okay. And so you've got this is where to go because Rumble's gotten really bad with commercials, but in a live stream, they can't cut in with a commercial. What is that? My wife just says we won West Virginia. I forgot we have a security system that allows her to talk to me. That's
Oh,
weird,
cool.
man. That's scary.
Oh, that's cool. So you got an intercom.
You have like
I
one of those
can,
butler
yes, I
things
can
where you
hear
just
you,
call the
but
butler.
it's scaring the
Damn.
shit out of Drew. Her
That's
ears are going up because
pretty
she's hearing
cool.
her mom talk.
What's up, Drew?
Oh, and she's making what the hell? This is spooky. She like our security system from the hell is it called? ADT over here. It would she somehow she made balloons appear on it. Look at that. It's like she since I thought, oh my God. Well, man, you know what I ought to do? Yeah. Okay. I probably this is sort of something that's maybe we should all I probably should be hanging out with her. How about this? Like tomorrow, if we know who wins, I'll do a celebration stream, like a big party and everything. And or maybe this weekend. If by this weekend we should know, and we'll either do a real. Yeah, this looks like it's actually turning out good, but uh,
Yeah, it's way too early, man.
it's too early. But I want to kind of watch this shit with my wife. I feel like a creep down here, and she's communicating through an intercom with me. That's not a
Mhm.
good way to
So
run a
far, nothing
marriage.
unusual has happened. The map I'm looking at even still has North Carolina blue. North Carolina
Okay, I don't know
is
what her
looking
source
even.
is. I don't know. Let me see what these people are saying.
It's Google. It's the AP. It's Associated Press.
Okay, Zork says even if Trump somehow defeats the cheat, this won't be in the bag until half an hour after. Okay, we read that already. Yeah, we read these. Georgia's is flipped red. Get me
Yeah.
hired, Zork. I want to do patriot shit for a living. Zork says Salty Cracker is moving on 10,000 live viewers. That's Yeah, that's where you guys ought to be. I don't know shit, man. You guys, 16 people are watching me, but man, I this I can't tell you anything except what I hear from other channels. So you ought to get it from the source. But what I'm having trouble is find where's my zombie wig? I wanted to put my zombie wig on. Um,
What did
I
he say
got
about Salty Cracker? I missed that.
10,000 live. Apparently, he's live right now. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
live on Rumble or YouTube.
maybe both. He usually does both, and then he shuts off YouTube and goes strictly to Rumble. But
Right. He switches over there when he starts talking about more controversial stuff. I'm trying to perfect a look
I
for the
just do what's
celebration
convenient
party.
for me. I just watch what's convenient and what I like. So I
Well,
don't change it to other platforms. And I don't have Roku.
I'm trying to remember who I normally watch. I mean, watching the enemy is a lot of fun. Watching them suffering,
Yeah,
watching
that's
Rachel
what I enjoy the
Maddow.
most. I want to see how they're scrambling about on CNN and MSNBC, which is usually
Right.
that's the sort of thing that Steven Crowder usually does, and also Salty Cracker, where
Right.
we'll be I could actually go check them right now.
But
I'm looking at just
they
because
know how to
COPA has the results up, and it's right now we're up 23-3.
23 to 3.
Yeah,
And by 23, does that mean 23 states?
no electoral college votes. You know
Oh,
how
electoral college. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
every state has a certain number of electoral college votes. Right now,
Right.
we have 23, and she has 3. Um, there's a lot of states, but other, like I said, nothing drastic has happened yet. That I see here on the map. But right now,
Man,
he
this
has 23, and she has 3.
this damage happened, I think, during the move. I didn't know there was just a thin layer of paint on there. Shit.
What is it? A helmet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
their
my
dad.
father's helmet. Growing up, this was always in the closet in the center of the house in case there was a tornado. My dad had his old helmet there, and it was supposed to be for me or for my mom.
Is there a
So I,
liner inside it, or is it just metal, or is there like a fiberglass liner in there? Okay, yeah, that's it. We call that a steel pod, is what you have there. And then that's a helmet liner that's inside of it, a fiberglass helmet liner, and then some webbing. But that's what they called a steel pot. Now you could take that liner out and you could cook inside of that helmet,
oh yeah.
which is something that you could never do with a kiln.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
if
like
this.
your dad's Vietnam era helmet,
This
or a
is
little after Vietnam, probably. It's got a full bird kernel on it.
Well, yeah, because in Vietnam he wasn't a colonel. So
So
this
that
might
would
have been. Could it be the same helmet he used in Vietnam, but then they put the new insignia on it?
no, probably not. You get a new one. You get new equipment everywhere you go all the time.
Okay, then it's probably 1970s. Then I don't know when he became a colonel. I don't know. Seems like when I was a kid, it was always lieutenant colonel, but then he was a full colonel when he retired. I don't know. I don't think that looks good with the wig, man. I don't think so. It's
Wow,
disrespectful.
Steven Crowder has 85,000 people live right now.
I've got 20. It's
85,000 live.
it's like Charlie Brown. I got a rock.
And I got a rock, yeah.
I got 20 people's good for me, but oh shit, before I end this stream and go hang out with my wife to see what I'm going to hang these up on the tree. Um,
Oh, did you go over the jigglers to see how many different ones there were?
no, no, I should do that now, actually.
Let's go over them. I just want to make
So,
sure that it's a full set.
oh, okay. Did In case someone's interested in these, do you still have others sets to sell, or?
I think there's a few more in that box I could sell. I just want to save one.
Yeah, these are especially small. Um, okay, is this the way they came? Like it?
That inner
Oh,
back,
this. Oh, I do
I
feel
put
the
that in.
grease. I
Oh,
feel
you
the
feel the
grease.
oil?
Yee. Yeah, they are awfully greasy. Shit.
Wait till you smell them. Wait till you smell them. They have a super strong like petroleum odor to them. Smell the paint. It's like the first time they've had air in 50 years. That guy you have right there, that waiter, he's hanging in my kitchen over the calendar from like the push pin that holds the calendar up. I have the same set that we're gonna go through. They're great.
Yeah. Okay, I need to get these. Man, I don't like handling my phone after handling these, but they're
No,
going
you
on the
have to wash
Christmas.
your hands.
Let's see here, man. Uh, okay, there he goes. Okay, there's jiggler number 2, and these are kind of smaller than the jigglers. See, this is one of those jigglers, and see the scale is a little smaller, but it's come on, man. Perfect Christmas ornaments.
Oh,
Okay, here's so these were advertised as like guys that are Zork is coming in, I think. These were like sports guys. Is that what they were advertised as on the box?
Strange combination. I
no.
forget what it's called. I think it's something like people at work and play because there are some people working too. There's like a guy who's a waiter. There's it's weird. And then there's a girl who's a cheerleader. There's a guy who's swimming with
Yeah,
swim fins on. See that
yeah.
guy? There's a
The
boxer that is
On the
it can
box,
join the twin. That's the best
yeah,
one, I think.
I'll show
the
you the
string.
box. It
Okay, the
says
string just
working
broke on this guy,
and
so I'm gonna put.
enjoying.
Hold on, let me look. I'm gonna try to put him holding on to this because the string broke. Okay, let me see here.
It says working and enjoying.
Oh, how weird.
Isn't that
That's
strange?
so weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird too. I think that this particular line was marketed more towards adults than the ones that we saw. I feel
Yeah,
like this would have been like at the checkout in a more adult location or something.
yeah, and it reeks of being maybe a foreign knockoff of the American ones because they're smaller. And oh, this one's string is broken too, but I'll just put him somewhere. Yeah, we'll put you there.
I changed the waiter because I noticed he didn't even have a string.
Yeah,
My son pointed out that they all look like they are mentally disabled because my son looked at these just like a week or two ago. We looked at these and went through them.
yeah, they do look like that now that you mention it.
They all look like they're like what's that guy Mortimer Sneed?
Mortimer Snurd, yeah,
Mortimer Snurd.
yeah. All right, I'll put those there. Um,
They all look
okay,
like they're
yeah.
supposed to be
Here's the
stupid.
cheerleader.
They're all supposed to be stupid. The cheerleader's a great one. I think
Oh
she
wait,
looks great.
I'm not on myself.
Put it on
No,
yourself. She's one of the best
Yeah.
looking ones. Cool. Look at how crazy she looks. Look at all the detail, and then smell it, dude. Did you smell that thing?
Oh, I'm smelling them. Yeah.
It
I'm not sure how healthy it is to
smells
smell
like
it,
it
but
can spontaneously combust without even a flame if you catch on fire. It smells so
well,
toxic.
Zork said
yeah,
I need to have stuff to start a fire for the
Yeah, you should
apocalypse.
use those jigglers would burn like a blue flame, probably like trioxin tablet. It would
It would
boil
probably burn for like 12 days straight, you know.
boil a canteen cup of water, make your top ramen in the desert.
Okay, and this is the last guy, the boxer, with another boxer, Siamese twin.
Yeah, I
Oh, I
have
don't
him
see-
hanging up. He's so cool. He's my favorite, for one of my favorites. I like them all, but that's the cool one right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it just switched. So some results
Oh,
came in. Right
yeah.
now, Trump is up 95 to 35.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I would. That's very good news. But I'm nervous
He's
about
up by
getting.
60, but keep in mind, like just California alone is 54 delegates.
I know. I know. What if California was the flip? I know it won't,
That would be crazy. That would be like over the top. It'd be like Reagan in 84 or something.
but you told me that she was not popular in California, right?
She's not, but the place is still, she's not popular to probably 30% of the population, but 60% of the population are cult members. They belong to this television cult where they
Yeah.
believe everything from the TV still.
Well,
The
she
magic.
came out just a few hours ago and said that she's going to legalize marijuana to get people. And after she was putting all these guys in prison for that, now she's all for it.
It's already legal almost everywhere.
Yeah, it is legalized here and everywhere pretty much. Nobody cares about it. The thing is nobody even cares about it anymore, so it's not like it matters.
Yeah.
In order for that to matter to you, you'd have to have just gotten out of prison for 20 years for doing a pot, for doing a double dime for possession of under an ounce, and you get out to find, then you're like, oh wow, you mean it's legal? It's
Yeah.
fucking basically
Well,
been
we've
legal
got
for 10 years.
Lieutenant Colonel Bill Kilgore here visiting. How are you
Good
doing,
evening,
Lieutenant
gentlemen.
Colonel? Hello there.
Quite a night.
Yeah. So Skip Savage says Anchorman, Meyer Greenblatt and Gotham City Comics giving us the election news around the world only on GNN, says Skip Savage. I got like horrible. It may smell good, but it doesn't feel good on the fingers. I got to clean my hands. So what is your news on the street, Lieutenant Colonel?
I'm just monitoring. People seemed really hyped up. There's a lot of conservative and alt media websites that are running incredibly slow, which is generally an indicator of a denial of service attack, which is something that I don't know if people know this, but the Democratic Party holds summer camps for children, usually, but not always, minority inner city children.
Mhm.
And at these camps, a lot of times they will teach them how to hack websites and how to hack conservative websites, especially to mess them up.
Well, I saw the USA Today poll was like ridiculously high for her, and I figured it's just like a whole bunch of people just filling
Absolute
out.
nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Polls are worthless. They're just worthless.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think as far as like the popular vote, it's going to be a blowout, but I don't think that's going to matter because if these people are removed from power, they're going to be brought up on charges of high treason, and they know it. So they will basically, they're not long for this world, and these people are driven by ego, if nothing else. And
Satan.
they're not, they're not gonna. If they think they're gonna check out of the Hotel Earth over this, they're definitely going to do anything and everything they can to prevent it. And they would love to take all of you with them.
Well, I heard there was nuclear testing today somewhere, and
Oh, that's smart.
I heard about that. I don't know. And
A lot of the military bases, big army. Meyer, you'll appreciate this. They're the MPs at pretty much every CONUS military base. The MPs are random checking, and I mean shaking down. Like they'll let 10 cars through, and then they'll shake down the next 10 cars. And when they were asked about it, and this is from active duty. They said, no, this is just the new normal. They're worried about internal threats.
Yeah.
They're worried about their own enlisted going rogue on them.
Right. And they're not worried. They're not worried about what's going to happen if Harris wins. They're
Right.
worried about what's going to happen if Trump wins. That's the
Yeah.
only threat is from that side.
And I have contacts inside Big Army still, and basically most of the enlisted are either apathetic or sit around talking about how they hate these commie officers that they have now. And all the older equipment is half busted, barely works, and all the new stuff doesn't work. So I mean, the Big Army is not really going to be a factor if this goes sideways. Their fitness levels now, like most of the enlisted can't, after they get out of basic and AIT, they can't run a mile before they're just gassed, completely gassed. The readiness levels are at all-time lows.
Well, that's what
And that's even combat arms. So think about that.
that's what JFK was trying to fix with the presidential physical fitness test that we had to do in
It's
junior high
unforgivable.
school. And
The
then
75th Ranger Battalion is led by a girl that looks like she just went through puberty 2 weeks ago.
Can you imagine? What
Yeah.
the hell?
Scrolled and tabbed Rangers being led by a woman. What do you think the morale is?
Absolute lunacy. And morale, it doesn't exist. It's not existing. It's just a bunch of
Hey, late breaking news, guys. Late breaking news.
yeah.
The shock monster is in stock and shipping now.
How much is
Fantastic.
how much is
Finally,
that?
a piece of good news.
How much is that?
I think they're going to be 30 or 40. I think.
How
Incredibly
many are
reasonable.
you getting?
I'm gonna want to get one.
Yeah. Did you
I
say
asked
you
them if
wanted
they
one,
would.
Meyer?
These updates going.
Hey, check it out. Fonzie says, "Hey,
Hold on. I have the camera on the wrong person.
I got to get it down."
Yeah, the actual production samples versions are done and they're shipping now.
Did they make? So was the shock monster originally? Was that blue?
There's probably all different colors.
I feel like I saw a blue one a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when will you have that? Soon?
Probably by Friday they'll be here.
Okay. Did you say you wanted one, Meyer?
Yeah, I think I want. Yeah, I do want one.
How many are you getting?
I think I'm getting a bushel.
What's a bushel? 20? That's a score. I don't know what a
8. What's a bushel?
I think I'm getting a bushel, like maybe 6.
Okay, a half. Yeah, okay. A bushel of masks is actually a half dozen of another. Is a bushel 6?
I think so.
I really do hope that
That's it. Go on. What we got for saying?
I really do hope that Trump appears to win. I don't think it's going to change what's about to happen afterwards, but I think it will cause people like Antifa and BLM to do some incredibly stupid things, and that I want to see.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna start. It could start tonight or tomorrow. I mean, I'm sure they got to be amping up, getting ready for tonight.
Oh yeah, I did a little sampling, went around to some leftist sites, and a lot of those types, boy, they're really convinced that they're going to win, and they're ready to hurt people. And to that, I can just say, magnificent. Please come try.
What do they say? Make racist. What do they say? They say make racists afraid again, or is it make racists scared?
I don't
again?
know. They're complete lunatics, and they're violent, and I would love to have a crack at them.
Okay, well, Kevin.
I'd like to see Fonzie take on Antifa. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Okay, Kevin, put a one of those masks on hold for me too, and because that's will be my Christmas present from one of my Santa will bring it to me.
I fully expect this to immediately go to lawfare, and I expect sporadic violence, and then the first roadblock is going to be the Electoral College. I expect some more violence around then, and then when it goes to Congress, I expect more fireworks, and then on the 20th, I expect a lot of fireworks, and by spring, I expect nothing but fireworks.
Well, maybe they can all be brought in like that January 6th tribunal, for other
Yeah,
senators.
the tribunal that has zero judicial authority that was sentencing people basically to all their stuff was a suggestion. It's like when they brought out the mandates, the COVID mandates. Folks, a mandate is just a strong suggestion. It has zero weight of law backing it up. Zero.
Well,
Just like the J6, the J6 tribunal. That's a group of Congress people. They don't have any judicial authority. And yet they were acting like they did. It's just commie kangaroo courts is what it is.
so what is the current status of everything? Someone that knows what's going on.
I know as much as you do at this point. It's
Okay.
people are hyped up. Everybody's got a dog in this fight at this point. We have tons of foreign entanglements that are running around in our streets, whether they be official military from foreign governments or criminal organizations or just 63 IQ idiots that don't know how they got here and can't possibly find their way back and have no skills, nothing to add, just a drain, just jacking up housing prices even more. We got a housing crisis. Let's let in 50 million illegals. That ought to make things exponentially worse.
Stop wasting your money on iCloud. This new stick makes backing up your smartphone easy.
But the truth is like we're at. It doesn't really matter what happens tonight.
They combine new pressure point technology with ultra thin.
Well,
we have a population, especially of younger people, that they were never allowed to get in a fist fight when they were kids. On the playground when they were really too small to truly do damage to one another, but they could learn the lessons of you act a fool and somebody's gonna pop you. So maybe don't do that unless you're really itching to get popped. Which sometimes people are, but mostly they don't. They don't. We've got these people in their 20s and 30s and even 40s that they're talking all this smack and they have no idea what true conflict is about. But the thing is once you ignite that, it burns out of control.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
And they have no clue about this. They don't. The last 8 years or so, it's been please don't do this. Please don't do this. And now we're at the point where it's like, okay, let's do this. And you're not gonna like it. No one's gonna like it. But apparently it's just necessary.
This new stick makes backing up.
Oh my goodness. Well,
it's compatible with
let's see.
Here's how these high-tech shoes are helping to relieve.
I really sat and watch these Antifa types, talk to each other. They are really convinced that there's some sort of elite force. They've never had, direct action applied against them with, deadly force. That's never happened to them. And yet they feel like they're experts in it. So, okay. See how this goes down.
All right. Well, let's see what's going on in InfoWars for a minute. I got to run a vacuum cleaner for a second. You guys can keep talking.
Sure. General Flynn.
This is really for the national vote because of the reflection of people in Miami.
A lot of people are not happy with General Flynn. I can't say I'm ecstatic, but I don't know.
And what that means,
he's not the worst officer, not by a long shot. I see some guys on our side of the fence talking about how they don't like Trump and they don't like this. Is like, man, it's never gonna be perfect. You can't let the perfect get in the way of the good enough. But I've made a big pot of coffee, so I'm planning on like at 3 a.m. I'm gonna be awake. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be recording. I fully expect this to go sideways. They're just going to run the same playbook that they've run successfully, if you ask me, all the way back to Obama's second term. I don't even think Obama won his second term against Romney, and I didn't like Romney. I held my nose to vote for that. I couldn't stand the guy, but I think they used this Diebold stuff even all the way back in Obama's second term.
By Dr. Arnold from Ukraine, Michigan, this morning at about 1 o'clock. A gentleman in Alpha and I met with about a year ago. And that was a huge endorsement because that community up in Michigan and that community also leads over into places like Minnesota, Wisconsin. That community in Michigan, they voted at about 90 to 95%. So what we're seeing is an outpouring of frustration in the voting that is taking place, the outtakes from the voters, a lot of frustration with the direction of the country. I think it's like,
well, yeah, everybody's broke and there's invaders running around everywhere and crime is off the charts.
Direction of the country, and they want
yeah, sign me up for more of that. It's great.
Experience Donald Trump as the president and know what he can do and what he is capable of doing. The other thing, Alex, is the independent vote. So the independent vote right now, clearly in Georgia, but I think overall, we're going to see an independent vote go for Donald Trump. And I think that big reason is because I call that the Bobby Kennedy effect, the Kennedy effect. So let me throw it over to Papa John here for a second.
Much to do with Bobby Kennedy, but that's my opinion.
Going.
Well, America works when America works, and we got to protect that middle class. And Trump's our guy.
Okay.
Is the guy on the left from Shanana?
I don't know who that is. I think he was talking about he's some major. He must own some big pizza company or something. They said.
Oh, it's Papa John. Papa John.
Yeah. Is that Papa John?
I think so. But his hair, like it's all squiggly in the front. Like it looks like
with the eyebrows, the sculpted eyebrows. Too.
Okay, I didn't know there was a real Papa John.
Oh yeah.
Who was that guy that ran a pizza company that was running years ago? African American guy that they said he cheated on his wife and they got him out of the race. What was that guy's name?
I can't remember, but if politicians are kicked out because they cheated on their wife, then you got to kick every single one of them out because every single one of them does it.
Yeah, there were these religious people that were saying Trump was the Antichrist, so they couldn't vote for him. That Cleo was arguing with last night. That and then Trump, Alex Jones was just talking about people like that. He says if you go to see Hollywood movies, then you don't have any right to be talking about someone that I mean, obviously Kamala Harris is so much worse. Yeah, I mean, Trump's done a few things. I mean, but basically.
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to tell you, Gratu, there's a website called readthehistory.com.
Yeah.
And I don't know who put it out, but I've been reading it and it's absolutely fascinating. It goes back into antiquity and starts talking about Phoenician and pre-Phoenician religious practices, and it draws a line all the way back down through family bloodlines all the way to 2024 to explain to you why the world is the way it is. And it's annotated, highly annotated. It's very easy to like rabbit hole off of it. But whoever put this together spent like 20 years researching this. And it doesn't matter if you're religious or not. It is absolutely intellectually compelling, and it's very, very bright, very smartly written, and it's interesting. So if you're looking for something to read, I can't suggest it enough. I haven't finished it yet, but what I have read is just called readthehistory.com, all one word.
Okay. Well, that sounds
good. It goes into Christianity, but it goes into Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, Taoism, just everything, even like Hellenic religious practices, Phoenician religious practices, all kinds of zoetropism, all that stuff.
So I don't know what Right Side Broadcasting is going to do now that there aren't any more Trump rallies, but they're doing coverage tonight, and they're showing Trump 95, Harris 35. Of course, 270 needed to win at 8:23 p.m. Eastern
Yeah,
time.
at this early stage, that's not telling us much. I mean,
Yeah,
you know how
it'll
it is.
change completely over the night. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
until you
looking.
get to about 11 o'clock, you really don't know a whole lot.
I
right.
am looking at some posts from people in Pennsylvania saying that it looks like Pennsylvania is going to go Trump, and if that's true, if that actually happens, that's a huge plus in our
Oh
state.
yeah, I think Pennsylvania was stolen last time. I absolutely do.
Yeah, and Pennsylvania, that shot to the ear is probably what flipped Pennsylvania.
Well, I think Pennsylvania, especially the rural areas. I know some people that live in Erie, um, and I mean they're just red as can be. Now, of course, you've got the big cities, just like everywhere else. But even in 2020, like the mood of the area was so positively pro-Trump.
Of how they're running the election in the state of Florida. That's a great point.
Oh, a black and white Garlou embryo.
I got to be honest. I think we are headed towards balkanization, no matter what. I don't think we're going to be able to hold the entire CONUS.
Well,
Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia.
We might be able to reconquer the entire CONUS, but it's going to take a good bit. We're probably looking at 20 plus years. So I could see us balkanizing for like 10 years, and then the dominant factions and going after the everybody else to try to reunify.
man, that's amazing.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but with the amount of invaders that we've been saddled with, and it's not 10 million, it's more like 50 million, and there were more like 50 million already here. And if birthright citizenship was originally for diplomats and soldiers stationed overseas. That's how the law is written, and they've done some real weird stuff to interpret it as if you can step foot on the magic dirt and have a baby, that baby is automatically a citizen. It's ridiculous. So if you like went back to say like the 1965 Immigration Act, which promised not to change the demographics of the country, that was part of it, and you revoked every birthright citizenship all the way back to 1965, and then you evicted all of the invaders that were already here and the 50 million plus that have been let in. I mean, you're talking over half the population of the CONUS.
Yeah.
Well, how do you do that? And obviously, the only way that you could logistically get it done is to tell them to leave. And then if anybody didn't, you would gas them with biological weapons that were tuned, which we have. We've had them at Fort Detrick for decades.
So you've got black and the white and black and white, and you've got glow in the dark, Great Garlou miniature guys. Yeah, I bet does that glow pretty good?
Oh, I never tried it. He almost
Looks like
fell
a
into the
gummy
video
bear,
game.
man.
If he falls down in there, we'll never see him again.
Almost looks like a gummy.
Yep. Well, there were some founding fathers that wanted people to vote only if they were landowners.
No, the Articles of Confederation spell that out very, very clearly.
And of course, the book Starship Troopers, and then the movie version, you were only a citizen if you were in the military.
Right.
And it seems like if you just had, I'm not suggesting we do this, but if it was only people that owned land, property, and people that had served in the military, people would be a little more reluctant to
well, the
go
argument
into
against it
crazy
is that
wars.
yeah, the argument against that is that it's fascist. Well, we already have a fascist system. Fascism is the marriage of corporate and government interests. That is the very definition of it. And by God, we have that. We have that in spades. And people seem to associate fascism with only like Mussolini or Hitler or something like that. That's not true. Fascism is an economic system. Any sort of political system can utilize fascism. You can have communists that also have a fascist economic system, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
But what you're talking about, you can only vote if you have skin in the game. Basically, you've given service and you have skin in the game. Meaning property. You're rooted. I honestly don't really find much fault with that. I think that the people who decide how things are going to go should be the people that have something to lose. They
Well, I mean,
they've given some form of service to the country, and they have a homestead and property and business. And if something goes wrong, they lose that. So they're the ones who should have the say.
oh shoot! Look at that glowing, man.
Boy, howdy.
Well, we're easily distracted by things. Oh God, well, if that doesn't get your phone ringing, for orders for the glow in the dark Garloo, that's pretty good, man.
That's very
Our
cool.
phone lines are open until 7 o'clock.
Yes. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, it is now approaching 7:30. So in the Central Time Zone, most polling locations will be closing in about 2 minutes. 2-minute warning,
Okay.
people.
Supplies are running low right now.
I can't wait for them to show Iowa like 79, 80% Trump as opposed to that poll that they've
I
been
imagine
crowing
they
about.
won't show anything about Central Time Zone for another 45 minutes or so.
Yeah. Yeah. By that point, I may actually need to be upstairs hanging out with my wife because I know
Maybe
she's
30 minutes.
on pins and needles and yeah. Oh boy, man, look at this.
They use glow in the dark on his goo inside of his scar.
Yeah. I wonder what caused that scar. Is that ever?
Oh, look at this one.
Well, yeah.
Is that from Buck Rogers? The TV show?
That's a pirate. That's a pirate right there.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was like Tiger Man from the 1979 television series.
Right. Yeah, they had Killer Kane in that original pilot, as I recall.
Yeah, they did.
They were trying to be somewhat true to the comic strip, but
Oh, that's cool. Her eyes glow.
yeah.
It's a very nice looking Medusa. It really looks like Clash of the Titans.
Let's see how the shock. Ooh, is that the shock monster?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, that looks like someone that's just been in an automobile accident. That's horrifying. That's a lot scarier than it's really. Yeah, make sure you. I don't know if you heard me or if my microphone was off. My friend tried calling me from back in Texas just a few minutes ago, and it cut my microphone off when he tried calling. But definitely saved me a shock monster too. And I need to call him as soon as I end the stream. My friend Gerald, that was always over at the house once a week back in Texas, he must be calling about what's happening tonight. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can think of.
Well, they had that. They've already had that issue in Houston. That woman like walked in and like flipped 60 polling locations, just blatantly flipped them from Trump to Harris. And they caught her. They caught her red-handed, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was an accident." It's like, my behind, you're going to jail now.
Yeah.
That's big time federal crime. That's you're going in the pen, and you're never coming out. Goodbye forever. Yeah, Gab apparently is really being hit hard tonight. Users are complaining they can't.
Well,
They can't post stuff.
I mean, it could be that they're being hacked. It also could be that just a lot of people are on there. What do you think?
You bet, certainly. But I would put odds on. I mean, Gab is like the last bastion of free speech on social media. The
That's what I've heard.
Democrats hate that site.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Nazis and stuff on there, which I don't care for them necessarily, but it's that whole Voltaire thing. It's I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. Sometimes they attribute it to Rousseau. I don't know who originally said it, but it's kind of the foundation of America for me.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with you, I have no right to stop you from saying what you're going to say. Actually, I think it's stupid because when you make things verboten, it just makes them more appealing. Oh, it's forbidden. Well,
Which is
immediately
why
people
I'm
are going to
into
cotton to that.
monsters. My mom forbid me to read famous monsters when I was little.
And
so
yeah, look, here you are.
Same thing with the Three Stooges, Yes,
Yeah.
that is true. When it's forbidden, it becomes more attractive. But liberals used to have that philosophy. The ACLU defended those Nazis that were trying to march in, what was it, Chicago back in the 70s? And
Skokie, yeah.
so,
I don't agree with that. Like, I can't believe that ruling has held because, they're saying like the whole fire in the crowded theater thing. First of all, the left misuses that. When they made that ruling and said, oh, you can't say stuff because it might, cause people to riot or something, or it might cause deaths or whatever. Well, as far as I can tell, the right to free speech cannot be impinged. I believe in absolute free speech. I don't believe you're responsible for other people's emotional states. That's their deal. The old saying, you got the same pants to get glad in as you do to get mad in, meaning if you're upset, deal with it. Nobody's responsible for how you feel but you. And and people are like, oh, well, they said something horrible. It's like, that's right, and you got to learn how to deal with that stuff.
yeah, Tim Walz is completely against free speech if it hurts people's feelings.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But that whole fire in a crowded theater ruling, you have to provide for that to even be applied, even in the way they adjudicated it. There has to be proximity. So that means that anything said on the internet doesn't fall under that because there's no proximity. You have to literally be like in physical proximity, and what you say could cause like a riot or a stampede. That's not
Okay.
possible on the internet because there is no proximity.
Right. Trump is now at 101, according to Right Side Broadcasting, and Harris at 49.
I think it's obscene that Harris is at 49. She should be at 2.
Yeah, I just it's very disappointing. It's very depressing to think there are people that are that dumb. But
I mean, everybody is hurting. Everybody is bleeding from their eyes. I mean, we have the world, literally the entire world, flushed all their prisons into our country. Flushed them into our country. We have murderers of the worst sort walking around, and people can't make money. And if they do, it's not enough. And people are working 3 or 4 gigs, and like life is awful for the vast majority of people. How in the heck could she be getting these kinds of numbers? Do people, are they sadomasochists? Do they enjoy being abused?
I mean, there's all these boxes in front of the house. This this must be the factory meals that Cleo ordered. I didn't know they were there. It's shit. I need to take them in. Yeah,
Not to
it's
mention the
horrible.
whole open border thing. That is high treason. I mean, a government has one central job, and that is to maintain territorial integrity. And amnesty, if the only people that can claim amnesty legally in the United States are people from Mexico or people from Canada, because you can only claim amnesty from a country that borders your own. You can't hop, skip, and jump over 4 countries and then go play, ask for amnesty. That's not how it legally is set up. So all these people are like coming from Guatemala or Egypt or Tajikistan. You can't possibly legally claim amnesty.
Yeah,
it doesn't border the United States.
Right. Man, these boxes would have been outside the whole night if I hadn't just gone and looked. Yeah, it's
Did they
totally
wrap
dark
those in
here.
plastic?
We all know they don't care about the law.
Okay, now it's 101 to 52.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
There's
I have
no
different
flipping
right
way.
now. Gratu, the updated numbers right now are actually 111 to 72. So
Oh,
I don't know
really?
if
Get the
Right
hell
Side
out of
Broadcasting's
here.
behind because it's actually 72 to 111 right now.
There is no way those are legit numbers. There is no way. There
That's
is
the
no way
AP number.
Kamala Harris, who was illegally installed as the Democratic candidate, keep in mind, they broke law to just, the Democrats didn't even get to vote on if that's who they wanted her, they weren't asked if that's the candidate they wanted. That's illegal. They broke a law. There's no way she's pulling 70, 75 or whatever it is now. There's no flipping way.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to steal it, boys. You better be ready to do something about it.
Yeah, it kind of it feels like something shitty's going to happen. I'm going to go
Oh, you
outside
betcha.
and smoke, so I might lose the signal, you guys. So I'm going
Okay.
to put it on mute, and so it won't mess
Yeah,
up anymore.
Roger that. I used to be a smoker for years. I envy you. I wish I could still smoke.
I was just going to ask if you were ever a smoker.
Oh yeah.
That's what
Oh
my
yeah.
dad would be doing right now is going out for a smoke.
Look, I haven't smoked for years and years and years and years. But whenever somebody lights up a cigarette, like I want to go stand by him. I love the smell. I want to have a cup of coffee and a smoke so bad because there was a time in my life where that was akin to heaven.
Dude, that's my thing. That's my how I start my day every day is a coffee and a cigarette, and it's almost like it's like a comfort thing for me. Coffee
Absolutely. I never feel calmer. But I mean, I can't smoke anymore, but I wish I could. God, I wish I could.
Whenever a snake would appear in a movie or a TV show, my dad would just goddamn, and he'd go out and smoke. He could not take snakes. Maybe some
I also
experience.
remember like people like, you go out with your family, like a family style restaurant, your uncle or whoever, like having a smoke and then like snuffing it out and the rest of the mashed potatoes. Like that was a big ritual with me when I smoked. And after every meal, I had to finish it off with a cigarette. Did you smoke, Ratu?
No, I never did.
Never did. Well, I mean, that's best. It truly is best. But, once you're addicted, cigarettes, especially cigarettes and a cup of coffee, that is your best friend. If things get bad and
see if you guys can see this moon right here.
Hold on.
Crazy. Look, can you see that? It's like a sliver. See it?
Yeah.
It's a quarter moon.
Yeah, it's even smaller than a quarter. It's like an eighth moon.
Wait. I didn't know that.
Oh, I like that. The apartment complex you live in. It looks like the 70s. I love that.
It is. It's 1976.
Yeah.
And you can. I was really noticing today, so you can really tell the year on the place because it's lined by these 50-year-old ponderosa pines, and I can tell by the size of the trees how old they are. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, so they lined this lot in like 1976 and built this old, and it's just old. How they built everything here in the 70s.
That's comforting to me. Like I love 70s structures. The house that I live in now, I paid cash for it, but I bought it because it's a 70s house. I could have gotten a new house. I don't want a new house. I'm comfortable in a 70s house.
Yeah,
I
why
can't
would
stand
you
it
want a
though.
new house? They're made out of like popsicle sticks.
Oh yeah, the build quality is awful now. But I can't stand it when these young people buy these 70s houses and then try to like turn them into something like they white it out and paint the kitchen blue like it's weird science or something. It's like that was a joke in that movie when the whole kitchen got turned blue and now it's like a style thing. What in the hell?
Well, I have to say, in the 70s, there was a home manufacturer in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Maybe they're still around. Their houses were really really shitty. It's called
Fox and
Fox and
Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew
Oh
exactly.
yeah, I know.
My
The
brother
colony
bought
was
one.
just made out of all Fox and Jacobs houses. Yeah. I had many friends that lived in them. You know, it's it is. But the thing is, though, is even those old crappy '70s Fox and Jacobs houses, like they're actually built pretty okay compared to what they do now. Like now they go and like they get the wood from like Lowe's or Home Depot, which are big air conditioned warehouses, and air conditioning is you're putting moisture into the air. Well, if you have cut lumber and it has moisture in it, then it's not cured, and you don't know what it's going to be like when it dries out. And so it twists as it dries out, and that's why in the old days, you would go get your lumber and be outside underneath a tin roof, and that's so the air could blow over it and it would cure the wood. And so when you look down a board to see if it was true, you knew if it was or not. You can't do that in Home Depot or Lowe's. That wood is still wet. And so they build all these houses really fast, really crappy. And then after about 5 years, the wood in the walls completely cures and the whole house starts twisting and leaning to one side. And it's terrible.
That's crazy.
That's why I won't buy a new build. I only buy old houses. Well, I act like I don't buy them all the time, but like, if I were to go and sell this house and buy a different one, I would just buy another 70s, 60s or 70s house that was really well built. Because like if it's got cosmetic damage, that's not a big problem. You can fix that. But what's the structure like? How is the foundation poured? What kind of lumber? Did they use dovetail joints? And that's something I really look for is, instead of screwing them together, did they use dovetail joints? Because dovetail joints will last far longer than anything that's nailed or screwed together.
I walked through another crazy neighborhood this morning that I hadn't been through yet, down a couple streets that I hadn't been down yet. I didn't film any of it, but the houses are crazy. Like big, like brick mansion style homes with big porches that look like they're built in the 30s. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
what's up, man? Good. How's it going?
Well, lads, we're not going to know anything until around 11 o'clock Central Time. Then we'll really start to know something serious. And we're not going to know really what went on. I'm going to stay up and I'm going to monitor this all night long. I'm not going to bed until 6 a.m. So
I can't do that, but
well, I know, and I don't expect you to, but I'm gonna go. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna go make myself something to eat.
Yeah, I'm in the stream before too long because I want to go upstairs and experience everything with my wife. I don't know, really have any idea what's going to happen with anything, honestly.
Just keep everything locked down. Keep your eyes peeled. Monitor this. This is the beginning of something that we're not going to see the end of until January 20th at like 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only then will this finally be over, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And there's going to be violence. It'll probably be sporadic. But then after the 20th, especially it really doesn't matter. After the 20th, then I think we really are going to see some stuff because neither side is going to accept this.
Okay. Well, gosh.
It's been what has it been, like 8 years since we had a women's march? I'm looking forward to another women's march. Maybe they'll have a big women's march on Washington D.C. or something.
Why not?
Burn down the Capitol. Something like that. They'll probably do something.
Well,
like
all that BLM burned down stuff, that's come and gone. That's because that's going to be met with live fire if they try it again. I guarantee that. We're the whole like like somebody got punched. It's like, no, we're way past punching. This is going to go to the map.
Madonna will actually do some actually make something bad happen, like she said she was going to. Maybe Johnny Depp.
I really think that the Democrats are going to take Kamala out and try to blame it on MAGA. I really do.
Where do you think this came from, Meyer? This chicken head.
I've been listening to that call for a while, and that's a good call, I think. I don't know what that's from.
It makes sense, you know, but she's expendable. She's dumber than a sack of hammers. She's not
Yeah.
important. They would much prefer to have Gavin Newsom or somebody like that. And, you know, if they could, you know, do this lawfare so it's like, oh, well, I bet the conservatives are really mad because of all the lawfare and whatever. It makes it plausible. And, you know,
Ugh.
in intelligence and operations and stuff like that, that's what you're looking for. You're looking to set conditions and make it plausible. And then once you have that, then as long as you don't, it doesn't even have to be completely believable. People just have to be unsure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's kind of what I'm expecting. And I don't have a crystal ball. This is just my, you know, shot from the hip. But that's what I'm expecting to see. I think this is going to go to lawfare, sporadic violence. Each time they go to a milestone, whether it be, you know, the election day, you know, the day after the election, you know, when the electoral college votes, when Congress certifies, you know, inauguration day, around those there'll be sporadic violence, but then afterwards, then it's really going to be on because, you know, there's like a good 30% of this country that is not on the left that's not going to accept this, and there's probably about the same on the right. And so once you get to those kinds of conditions, it becomes ungovernable. So why wouldn't they give a sacrificial lamb, Kamala, someone that most of the left doesn't even really like? She's completely expendable.
Well,
And, you know,
so yeah, well, I don't know. Looks like we're at 101 to 71, according to these people.
yeah.
And Night Tiger says it's looking good, brothers. What
Yeah, I
channel you
don't think it
watching, Night
is. I
Tiger?
don't think I'm not. We've been here
Trump
before.
wins Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Those aren't swing states. It's North Carolina, not South Carolina. That's a swing state, right?
Look how pink Texas has gone. Like 10 years ago, that would have been deep red. They have
Yeah.
flooded Texas with leftists.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, gosh. Well, if he gets, if you know, regardless of what happens, if he gets majority of electoral, you know, by tomorrow morning, there'll still be a big party here on this channel. Even
But
though I know
remember, in
it's
2020, we went to bed in the projection. Keep in mind, these are
oh, I remember.
projections. And
Oh,
then all of a
that's right.
sudden, stuff that was red flipped back blue. You know, that's why
Yeah,
I'm staying up all night.
it was
I've got a big pot of French press coffee, and I'm staying up all
it
night,
was
man.
about 9 or 10 that they announced that there was a plumbing flood, like a pipe broke,
And it wasn't even a pipe; it was
it was
a
like a
toilet.
little
Somebody
leak
shoved
under a
a
toilet.
rag down a toilet and
Yeah,
then flushed it, held the plunger down.
and then so they evacuated. Then they all came back in after they thought no one was looking, and they snuck boxes out from under a table that had a tablecloth over it, and they
Yep.
started running the votes through over and over again and over again, and it's all on film, and yet that was all just completely ignored.
You're dealing with communists. Like you can deal with gangsters because gangsters they know that they're ripping people off, but they're like farmers. They want people to be well enough off so that they can rip them off. Communists are idealists, man. They're just going to lay waste to everything for crazy ideologue reasons.
I want to see what Sticky Goose is doing, just out of curiosity. Apparently, Night Tiger's watching Louder with Crowder. So he says
I
it's
think he
looking
was doing
good.
a combo with Dan Bongino. They were like trying to get more viewers than mainstream media.
Yeah, he had like 85K live viewers like an hour ago.
Yeah.
And Nick DiPaolo was on there too.
Well,
But
they
that's
certainly blew CNN out of the water. Nobody watches CNN. That's like the CNN and MSNBC. Like that's proof that those are government funded. They're no different than Pravda in the USSR because they should have gone out of business years ago.
Let's see what this guy's doing. He's on there with his wife, who's a lawyer, and they're doing coverage. Let's take a look at them.
Says tiki guys from plants, not real. Dude, were the tiki guys Antifa?
Can't believe he's doing this. This is funny.
Well, he's been gone since that Comic Tom thing, right?
Well, he came back
No,
and he
he's
was
been
doing
posting some
He
stuff
was
the
playing
last.
video games on TV
He's been
for a
doing stuff
while.
the last couple of weeks. He's posted a new video roasting the comic book community just like last week.
Oh,
I
he
haven't.
did?
I think the sticky goose effect disappeared because he didn't show up in my feed.
Oh, okay.
I don't really care for Crowder. He kicked me out and banned me because I wouldn't kiss his behind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like you're a kid. I'm not, great that you did well on the internet or whatever, but I'm not about to kiss your behind, kid. I feel like you're subordinate to me.
I think I've watched him. I'm trying to remember. He's like this comedian, right? That has a
He's
brick
a
wall behind.
Canadian
Oh, he's
comedian,
Canadian.
and I mean he's bright, but there's lots of people smarter than him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's okay, but like he got the ego big time, and I just don't tolerate that in people.
Yeah.
I've hung out with too many billionaires to be insulted by millionaires.
Really? Someday
Billionaires
we
don't
need to
sweat
know
stuff.
your.
Millionaires do.
Someday we need to know your story, man. You're a very mysterious person.
Well, I mean, when I say billionaires, it was just two of them. But I used to know the son of the owner of the Texas Rangers. We used to hang out. He was really chill.
Oh, you probably had. That might be a way that we have connections too, because this good friend of mine that I talk about all the time that passed away, his father was the dentist for the Texas Rangers, so
There you go.
they were all real tight. The Texas Rangers were like, yeah, he was the dentist in Arlington, and he was the dentist for all the members of the team.
Right.
And
And then I was also friends with a lady who owned Last Beat Records, and she wasn't a billionaire at the time. She was worth like 500 and something million. But I mean, come on,
really,
we're talking about 1990s dollars here. She's well past a billion now.
Owen went to prison like Steve Bannon for nothing. Even like Bannon had executive.
I would say Infowars is probably better than Louder with Crowder, but I don't know.
You know,
He's got
I went to college with a bunch of friends of his from high school, and
Alex Jones.
they couldn't stand him. They hated him.
What, Alex Jones or
Yeah,
Crowder?
Alex Jones.
Oh, okay.
He was a rich boy, and he was like an Eddie Haskell type, and he was annoying. And they all like, they would like play pranks on him and stuff. Like they didn't treat him very so nice sometimes because he was really annoying and would like real. Anyway, when he started hanging out with Bill Hicks, Bill hated him. Like he was a lackey. He was like, hey Bill, and like Bill's like, hey, thanks kid, but you're kind of getting on my nerves. Like, bother me, boy.
My wife says she has something very interesting to share with you, Zork. So maybe she'll share it through. You guys have each other's email, I think.
I never received an email.
You didn't?
I didn't think you guys wanted
I gave her
to.
that email.
That's fine. That's just fine. I mean, I'm not.
Well, I'm sure she'll be sending it. Oh man, I don't know. I need to go hang out with her and see what's going on, and I'll just do a celebratory party.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on, and if she works tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. If she, I know Thursday I've got a show scheduled Thursday because she's supposed to work, so definitely I'll do something there. And even if he doesn't win, I shouldn't say that, but she says I need to send one.
It doesn't matter if he win. Well, to be honest with you, I'm kind of hoping that he loses and it's really, really obvious that he loses, because that's going to ignite a firestorm on the right, and that's what we need to have happen.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to live through that though.
It's coming no matter what, though, Gratu.
Yeah,
like this is like a fight you can't get out of. It doesn't matter if you do this or that. Fight's coming.
Yeah, well, gosh.
Conditions are set.
Just realized I need to take the trash back in. The wheel of the trash.
There's that old movie from the early '90s called California with a K. Do you remember that?
I remember it existing, but I didn't see it.
It was a Brad Pitt vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And David Duchovny and Brad Pitt were in it. And David Duchovny had just started doing X-Files at the time. Anyway, there's a scene in that movie where Brad Pitt is this, he's a redneck dude, hillbilly kind of guy. And he takes David Duchovny, who's a very refined, college educated gentleman, and he takes him to a redneck bar. And at some point, a redneck comes up to the pool table where they're hanging out, having beers, playing pool, and he starts messing with Duchovny. And Duchovny goes, "Hey, your table, we can move to another one." And Brad Pitt's character goes, his name is David Duchovny's name is Brian in this movie, and he goes, "Hit him, Brian, because it's coming." Because he knew, like, this guy came over to pick a fight, and you're not getting out of it. You can't placate him. They're just going to humiliate you before they beat you. The best thing to do is not say a word and just hit him. Just lay him out. That's the best way to do it. And this is not a dissimilar situation, to be honest with you.
Well, I just want to see the Rachel Maddow types and the Sink Ungor or whatever his name is, those type people all upset. That's that's
I,
my
I
main
I
goal.
I know everybody wants to see that, and I do too. But I think the stakes are too high this time. This is headed towards life and death. So, like, people are gonna, they're gonna give on both sides. It's gonna be 100%. Don't show your feelings. Don't do nothing. This is warfare. That's where this is heading.
Yeah.
Because an election is a ceremonial civil war, but it's backed up by the threat of an actual one. And the leftists have become so cocky with their cheating that they think they can operate with impunity and that the right simply will just take it. And up to now, that has been true. But things have gotten so bad economically, politically, and just the invasion of third world, low IQ, horrid people. And they're horrid. Not, they have no right to be here. No one has a right to come here. It's a privilege and you have to earn it. But they don't see it that way. And, things have gotten so bad for the right, like there's really nothing left to lose. And so that's going to buttress up against their cockiness over cheating. And what comes out of that is might makes right. That's what happens. And it's not pleasant. And something like that here in the United States is going to be way worse than it would be overseas. Simply due to the infrastructure. Like overseas, they build stuff out of cinder blocks and stuff. Like here, our houses are made out of, tinder. And can you imagine the in the old West, they had a thing called prairie fires where, the lightning would strike a tree and it would burn onto the prairie grass. And then you'd have this fire that would burn faster than a man could run. And it would be like 30 feet deep. So you couldn't jump over it or jump through it. And it burned really hot and really fast. So if you didn't have a horse and you were on foot, like it would just barbecue people. Like, can you imagine what it'd be like if house fires break out like in Katrina, but like the whole country and the firemen have all gone home to protect their families and they just burn out of control?
Oh
I
boy.
mean,
Well, my goodness, you spin such a happy picture.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is part of what I do is I study these kinds of contingencies, but if you really think about it, it's just common sense. What happens if there's a civil conflict and 104 nuclear reactors don't have anybody tending them?
I
What
just
happens to
don't
the
think
northern hemisphere of Earth?
I don't think the other side really cares enough about Kamala Harris to be that upset. I just don't. I mean, really, it's all about abortion. I mean, uh,
It's
and
about
whether or
money,
not you have to
ego.
drive maybe across state lines to have an abortion. That's about the.
The left has had the success they have because they are paying people. They're putting money in people's pockets. And the right is not very good at that. So that's why they got the power base that they have now. They've made a lot of poor people rich, or at least a lot better off than they were. The right is more of a bootstrap mentality. They're like, good luck, but there's no opportunity. So there's a lot of people that were formerly middle class that are homeless or just on the ropes or broke, and so now you're dealing with two factions where one side has a bunch of money and the other side doesn't. So that's not a fair fight. So if it comes down to a fight, it's to the death instantly.
Okay, let's see here, man. What are people saying here? Fiddle Chip says, "I'm in New York, so whoever wins the ride is going to happen." My wife says, "Okay, well, at the end of the stream, stick around, Zork. I can't find the email address. I think
Oh,
he
okay.
may very well with New York City." Okay, I I may have taken that paper back because I had other stuff written on it. Let me check. Well, if you stick around, just give me that email address again
Certainly.
after we
Yeah.
end the stream. You're about to leave anyway, so I might as well.
Yeah, I need to go. I've been so busy all day, I forgot to eat, and I need to go whip something up.
Okay, well then let's end the stream, and I'll quickly get your email because she's trying to figure out the world, and you're someone that sounds like you know a lot of stuff. So let me.
I have my take on it. Whether it's the correct one or not is up. That's up to fate. I don't know.
Okay.
I do my best, and that's all I can do.
All right. Well, yeah. Ugh, okay. Well, everybody, I'm sorry. I want to go upstairs and hang out with my wife. This has not been a really great stream, but
It's
or it
fine.
says, or if you can call, whatever. Well, whatever you want to do. Let me end the stream and we'll talk. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everyone. See you in the morrow.
Yeah, man. Okay, so let me get some paper here.
Yeah.
I haven't ended the stream yet. Thought I did.